Good morning and welcome to The Point. It is Friday, November 13th, 2020. Thank www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channel 7, 11 and 20. And good morning to the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9. It's Open Line Friday here on To The Point, where we give our viewers and listeners an opportunity to phone in or message us with anything. 435-2041. Please, only written messages on WhatsApp. You can also call the landline 435-2041 or write your messages or thoughts, questions, queries, concerns on GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network Facebook page and the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel. Let's go to our first caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning, Ms. Jeremiah. How
are you dear?
I'm good.
I enjoy your questions and so that's for children.
No problem.
Yes, my dear. I want to go to Revelation chapter 3 from verse 14 to 22. And it's to the church of Laodicea. And to the church that is in Laodicea, write, these things saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation. I wish you were either cold or hot. So then, because you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew you or vomit you out of my mouth. Because you say, I am rich, I have become wealthy, and have need of nothing, and do not know that you are wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked, I counsel you to buy from me gold refined in the fire, that you may be rich, and white garments, that you may be clothed, that the shame of your nakedness may not be revealed, and anoint your eyes with eye salve, that you may see. And as many as I love, I chasten. Oh, Satan, try something in front here. You block it out. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Therefore, be zealous and repent. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and dine with him and he with me. To him that overcome will I grant to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne. He who have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. Blossom, I believe that is where majority of the churches in Grenada is right at this moment. They're neither cold nor hot. Some people are just taking this COVID thing as if it's just a virus, and it is a deadly one. You know, they're not seeing it's a battle. It's a spiritual warfare that is taking place, and it's a time that the church must make itself ready. And again, sometimes the people who are leading some of the churches, they don't see what is really taking place.
Okay.
So I pray that God, that's what he said, wash your eyes with eye salve that you may see.
Okay.
Have a blessed day and enjoy your weekend.
You too.
All right. Bye.
All right. Open Line Friday on To The Point, 435-2041. That's the landline. That's also the WhatsApp. Please, only written messages on the WhatsApp. Good morning, caller.
Morning, me again, Blossom. Thank you. I want to speak because it says open line.
Yes, it is.
I want to speak about a little on the tourism thing with the people that come into Grenada. But one thing I want to ask just personally, have you ever been to Tobago Keys?
No, I haven't.
All right. Well, that's a good way to start. So you will get an understanding of what's going on. St. Vincent can take these tourists because St. Vincent own the Tobago Keys, so they can take these tourists without going to the mainland. But they'll mention St. Vincent, but they ain't going to the mainland. Tobago Keys now. St. Vincent have Union Island, Palm Island, Myro, and 5 islands in the oceans. All of them have beaches in them. I spent some time in that area. Myro have 120 people living there. And there's even a Grenadian living there, right? on these beaches, what I noticed on these islands, they all have beach chairs there. And the natives is the people that goes there. Those on the small islands go to do these jobs there. So for St. Vincent, they only say St. Vincent, but these boats, they don't, and the boats and them, what I noticed, these big boats are going close to these islands. So they are going right there and go on the beach. These are islands, no one living there, 5 of them. And then you have Myra, as I say, Union Island, Palm Island, and Petit St. Vincent. Okay. Here they're asking for a beach, to go on a beach. But even though in the tourism people, I want them to know, and some of the taxis, they could take me up for a task. There's only 3 beaches in Grenada, 3. Batway, Granans, and Penguin. All other things are bays. You have, one of the things is a beach have to have a certain length and certain geographic location how it's set out, right? So we can give them a bay for themselves if they want a bay, because, for instance, it's like we're living like a family. We're living together, but all of a sudden I get sick. I don't want to take care of you and I don't want to see you. So if they want a bay, you have a bay, they can use they can use 2 Jab, and they can use Pac Bef. These are 2 good bays in the south, isolated. They can use them. Even for these boats, I know already, big boats anchoring outside of these bays, way out, so they can come in. So
okay.
This is some of the things that we can do to help, but we can't just, as we said, as a gentleman was saying last night, we can't just get rid of them. They get sick, we can't just throw them out. We'll find a way of, but bringing them into the population and mixing, that is a problem. And I'm all trying to get the people to understand. We all have it. We internationally, if you go internationally, you're talking to them, they laugh at us. You bring them on this bay and calling it a beach? No.
Okay.
Pathway, Granans, and Penguin. These
okay.
are beach. Let the tourism people spread it. Everybody giving some wrong name. You just go in a place and somebody say they call it leaking hole or some old name. Get the right thing right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Keep in mind that the ship that was scheduled to dock in Grenada today, they have cancelled their call following an outbreak of COVID. And secondly, the officials at the GTA have informed that visiting beaches was no longer part of the package being offered to cruise ship visitors. The schedule includes other open-air activity where they can closely monitor activities and contain and control. So beaches was no longer part of the schedule. Visiting beaches. Good morning, caller. All right, somebody on. Let's check the social media before I go back to the phone lines. Somebody on WhatsApp is asking, I would like to know why is it when you call the ministries you can get someone to answer the phone mid-morning and after lunch, but the line is always busy between 11:30 and 1:30. The offices contain more than one worker. I don't understand this. It has been very frustrating. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, my wonderful boss.
Morning, how you do?
And how's the family?
Family's good.
I'm pretty okay myself. I'm
okay.
The best in the whole wide world. Grenada. I'm in the best place in the world today, in the traffic all in the middle. We don't find about no COVID-19. Europe right now, building up right now with COVID-19 outside there right now. In England and places up in Europe, it's building up right now in any case. But we just living nice in the tropical and, enjoying about politics and making thing and that. Now, and there's some news about the past and thing in Grenada. Well, Grenadians who live on the outside and who inside in any case, that they want to go in another country and live permanent, to get citizenship in another country in the green pastures, and don't want nobody come here and invest and do nothing in Grenada. I find that's true with we as Grenadians. They live in the green pasture outside, which they call America. I want to tell people to run Grenada. I find that's impossible. And the city calls them with knowledge and they're brilliant and they have degree. Now, people who are the stores in Grenada the past years gone by get tired of the stores. Some of them die out. In any case, they destroy and whatnot. So a building for sale and for rent for months or rent and for sale. Nobody buying it. Some people come and they invest and they take it as foreigners coming and do business in Grenada. But people condemn them still. Overseas. Why is all the Indians in stores in town and the Chinese? We're Grenadian people. Well, Grenadian people want to do business. You go in Grenville, you see people, all the stores in Grenville and things is fine out, take over Grenville stores. Well, if local people do business and they have the money and they want to sell it and eat it and things and don't want to invest, too bad for them. But the people who come as foreigners, they come to invest. So I believe when they rent and they end up do business. Simple. You know? So when we condemn people who do business in Grenada as foreigners, take over the seat, take over the business in town. But you're in a foreign country, you don't want to come back home and do nothing. You have the money, you have the idea, you have everything. You want to come back and do nothing. Well, stay outside there. Let me take it over. We build a hotel and we have money in this land, right? They have it in the bank, some of the bank, where they have it. They want to invest in Grenada. But foreigner come and build a hotel in Grenada, you condemn a hotel and what they build a hotel in Grenada for, and what they build, come on, man. Even locals don't want to invest in their country where they're born. You could force them to do it. You could beat them to do it if they don't want to do it. They have the money. It's them to build the country and do what they want and can they live here.
Okay.
So if it's space for foreigners to come and invest in your country, it's simple. But those condemn and then everything we have to condemn foreigners coming and take over Grenada. I want more China coming in Grenada will develop better.
Okay.
Because Grenada people, they had the money and then let China come. Let's see Indian and China come and then come in Grenada and invest. Because Grenada people invest their money in the country.
All right.
They love Grenada.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, caller. Open line Friday here on To The Point. Let me check the social media before I go back to the phone lines. All right. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Blossom.
Morning.
I just want to support a guy there, with all the way city. Morning.
Okay, sorry, okay. Oh, all right. Thank you very much, caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom. How are you today?
I'm good. How you do?
Fine. Blossom, those people who building those little shack building around the Grenada, I want the government to do something about it. Put something in place and get somebody, give them like a plan or whatever, or check to see what they're building first before they could build all this little thing around. Right now, somebody building one by sugar mill. Those things don't look good around the place which they right now they're saying we green climate or whatever. Those things is not looking good at all. Number two, I would like to see the government go back like in the 60s, 50s when I was growing up in the 60s. All buildings had a number. So when you go in somewhere to look for a building, you know the number. Sometimes you see people are wrong. Foreigners coming and they're looking, they can't find it because there's no number. When you go away in different countries, all the buildings have numbers, so you know directly which building you're going to or who you're going to. All right? And the number 3 one, the population of Grenada is too small. I'm hoping that when things get better, government could try to ask young people to build the population. Long time ago when the population was over 120,000 or more in the 60s and so on. Small houses with plenty of children inside. No, nobody want to make kids anymore. So what's going to happen just now with NIS? You see they're going to raise it just now and it's going to get worse. So we like to see more people, something happen so people could make some more children. And you too, Blossom. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Put me on a put in jump up. Just earlier this week, actually, the Prime Minister of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerrit, expressed concern about the population in Dominica as well, that the population was too small and he would like to see more people having more children. So now there's a Grenadian with those same views. Interesting. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Just one a little contribution I wanted to make.
Yes, go ahead.
To me, it's kind of hurtful to listen to persons in society or elders in society talk about Grenadians more so negatively than in positive light, particularly the issue with the minister putting her face on a mask. It's hard to understand how we could only see one side to that when a person who is sitting, a female who is sitting in one of the highest offices in our country, the minister, right, put her face on a mask, and everybody, all people to see is exploitation and politicism. Now, we, the parents, go out and buy a set of accessories, clothing, with the pictures of superstars, celebrities, ideologies of foreign countries, and we pay for that thing. We pay for that. And all we see, and nobody has a problem with that. You understand what I'm saying? We don't support our own local. We uplift the foreign lifestyle, and nothing is wrong with that to me. I mean, to me, slavery still have us locked down. You understand? That is just my contribution.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you very much for your contribution. Let me make the rounds before we take the break. YouTube, Facebook, somebody on WhatsApp says, I have been following the town hall meetings our Prime Minister is having, and the subject discussed is our infrastructure, bridges and roads. And when we heard about the 60 plus millions we are being loaned to do work at MBIA, which needs an upgrade in certain areas, but not so soon because we stress so much on tourism, but tourism may be down until the next 3 years from now. Look, Europe, the rise in COVID cases, the country is shutting down and we're depending on tourists from these countries. I think we should use that money to create jobs, fix our infrastructures, get the people back to work so they will generate money back into the economy, and we will see our economy picking up once more, because once the people have money, they will spend it. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yes, when you listen to the previous caller and 2 callers before who talked about the population and growing the population with foreigners and saying that Grenadians are not investing, I hope that we do not grow the population to our disadvantage. And you listen to one of the town hall meetings, and one guy said that there's only one person in Grenada who can box him, and he'll say thank you, and that is the Prime Minister. Then, Blossom, we understand why Grenada is in this state. Have a good day now. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody on Facebook, I think. Yes, somebody on Facebook says, when people could eat grass by the roadside, then they will make more children. Some people can't even buy the basic food. What will they feed children with when they make them? Easier said than done. Let's take a quick break, and then we are going to come back inside with Open Line Friday on To The Point. We'll be right back.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Breaking barriers. Going beyond the ordinary. Examining the stories beyond what meets the eyes. GBN gets to the meat of the matter. Join us on GBN Television, Classic Radio, gbn.gd, or on Facebook via your smartphones and other devices. We take you beyond the headlines every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. We are GBN, rated number 1.
From Monday, November 2nd to Thursday, December 31st, GBN's Christmas Caravan will be blazing the trail of goodness across Grenada. Join us as we journey daily to find the hottest deals this Christmas season. Win prizes from our partners. Get recipes for your favorite Christmas treats and bust a tune in the Christmas Karaoke Fun segment. It's GBN's Christmas Caravan. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Live on Classic Radio 105.5 and 105.9. GBN Television. Channels 7 and 11. GBN's Facebook page and GBN's YouTube channel. Your mid-mornings will never be the same.
The Christmas Caravan is brought to you in part by Hubbard's and the Food Fair Supermarkets, Kittens Healthcare, Sisson's Paint, and Bryden and Miners and Ace Hardware.
Welcome back to The Point. It's Open Line Friday here on the program. Let's go right back to the phone lines. Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller. All right, let me see what is cooking. YouTube, Facebook. Okay, somebody is typing on the WhatsApp. In the meantime, good morning, caller.
Good morning, my dear. Call back in any case, I don't know what you call it. No, and I start to improve, and I start to improve in green in any case, and I start to invest money in this country and get young people working. So along young people have in school, in Anglican high school, convent, school in this in Ireland. Enough young people to take fulfill NIS progress in time to come. But NIS have to invest money where young people get work. So along people working to pay NIS. You will have NIS that pay more than what they receiving every time. NIS who have money, they're blind. They have no vision and no foresight in this country. Credit union who have money and things, they have no vision and no foresight for the country to go forward. They have to invest the money in the country for people to work. Otherwise, government can't employ everybody in Grenada. Private people have to invest the money in the country. They have to tell them every day, and they want to sell people get mad at me. It's able money. But long they invest in the country, build the country, government can't get enough revenue to put on the country. You have to borrow money on one side. And NS will make enough money. NS have to invest money in the country where young people get work to do. So when young people work in, they were able to pay NIS. But when young people idle all over the place and they come leave school and they can't get work. So how are they going to make back money? You must have revenue to come back in to NS for NS to improve. But when you pay out more and they're collecting less, the idea in the NS for years, they don't understand that yet.
Okay.
Invest money in the country and young people to work.
Okay.
So when young people work in, they go pay NIS. But you have enough training in the grid to supply NIS money in a matter of time.
Thank you, caller. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I implore on Grenadians to check their phone bills before paying. There are a lot of charges that the consumer doesn't know about and even Flo cannot explain. Please scrutinize your bills. The company is really playing the fool. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, that comment is true. Blossom, I just want to make a comment on the caller that spoke about the little shacks all over the country. Yes, I agree that they are not unsightful, they're not looking good. But we also have to look at what is giving rise to all these things happening. It is because the poverty level is expanding and is expanding rapidly. Everywhere you turn, somebody just going by the road and sell something to live by. They don't have the means. So when you take, okay, it's not looking good, but people have to live. So I hope the authorities is listening to that, because it is because of the poverty-stricken condition of people that they have to find some way to make a living. So they're walking about selling something, or they put up shack by the road to make a living. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. J. Let me see. Somebody on WhatsApp says, no birthday greetings have gone, dear. Somebody on WhatsApp says, that's why we need massive CPE drive again in Grenada. Hold on, I feel like I'm missing something. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes. The last time the rain fall real heavy, the Granba Bridge blocked. A lot of debris holding up, blocking the bridge mouth. And the water just spreading. And they show it on GBN how the little piece of road break out. But with that rain yesterday and how the water cannot pass, they have, since that time, since before that, he had a whole set of bamboo in the bridge mouth. And they never clean it out. Like, people hand can't clean it out. They had to send some kind of excavator, some kind of thing, to clean it out. And then more come. And the water come right back now to the mango tree, and plus it break down, it go in a whole big part. If they don't do something, they wouldn't have road going from Granba to Kajona, because everything breaking down. And another thing I had to talk about this morning, I hear Dominica charging people for wearing masks, for not wearing masks, and they're only charging $75. If you don't have it, they charge you $75. Here they're charging you $350. So I want to know our law is so different than their own, that everything we have to charge people big money like that. $75. And we here have to pay $350, which people don't have. I think they must really look at these things at them, because they're charging people, and the people that are charging them, they don't have a mask. Have a good morning.
Thank you very much, caller. I recall that story about Dominica. I guess every country has their own circumstances which would cater for the difference in laws that govern each country. But really and truly, the fine is there as a deterrent. If in Grenada the fine was $50, $75, there are some people who would feel like, I could pay that, man, so I don't must wear mask. It's a deterrent. The higher it is would deter you. But once you wear the mask, you don't have to worry about it, whether it's $5 or $350. Just wear the mask. That's all. It's a deterrent. Somebody on Facebook says there are other countries that are charging more in relation to the mask wearing. Somebody on WhatsApp says poverty in Grenada is growing, but the people seem to overlook it. If you talk about it, some others will curse you. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Mrs. Welsh.
Morning.
I could see lots of people as I go along and still not wearing masks, and the police are right there and they're not saying anything. You know, today Friday, and I'm still afraid to leave my house. Have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, caller. Oh my, I'm sad to hear that you're afraid to leave your house. I guess they have since slowed down. I remember when they, as we say, take off with a speed with the charging of people who are not obeying the laws of the land a few weeks ago. So I guess they've since slowed down, considering they've heard the cries of members of the public. So they're not enforcing it as they were, 2-3 weeks ago? Okay, so the comment on Facebook, that's why we need a massive Center for Popular Education drive again in Grenada. Okay. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Blossom.
Morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
not good at all. I'm calling about the sewage problem in La Colombe again.
Oh my, that still hasn't been rectified?
No, up to this time I went to the housing people. They told me they was coming. They never come. A neighbor man went to them. They never come. And the thing gets worse. Really, and it's right in front of my house. This is so terrible. All inside my house smells so bad. And I'm an eligible person. I hardly could go anywhere. I lost photos in my foot. That's a real problem.
I will see if I can call them again. I spoke to them. When I spoke to you, the last time you called, I contacted the ministry and told them about the situation, and they said, yes, they are aware. So I guess I would have to call them again as well. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry to hear that you're still going through that. I remember a few weeks ago, was it last week or week before, when you called, I did contact the Ministry of Housing. And then speaking about it in the newsroom, one of the reporters reminded me that she did that story a few months ago. So that's a problem that has been going on for some months. So if there's anybody listening who can assist, there's a sewage situation in the La Colombe housing complex that is causing discomfort to residents for months. Not days or weeks, we're talking months. Somebody on Facebook, Grenada is a tax country, everything high. Another Facebooker, poverty is growing everywhere. We are in a much better situation than some countries. Ernesto, I'll get to your Facebook comment after this caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
The majority of us, irrespective, I'm not including, but I'll still say us. Now, we have to be charged, everybody, big, little, small, anyhow you want to call it. Children in the road without mask, the laws should be placed on them too. Even if they do not have to pay the money, the parents have to pay the money. And if they consider themselves poor or they need money, then they would encourage their children to wear the mask. Except perhaps they cannot rule them. Maybe the children might be ruling the parents. Because we're in the modern days, and they may have to obey their children. But as long as you're charging everybody, even the police that do not wear masks, the government, when I say the government, the authorities, I don't know who are they. Maybe they lack in control. If you charge everybody without a mask, you're building revenue for the country. And they would protect themselves now, because if you charge them $10, I'll charge, and you don't have $10 as a parent, say, Blossom, you won't tell the child wear mask because I don't have $10. Or what the authorities could do, acquire or rent a big, big building. And all those who feel they don't want to wear masks, shove them inside there. And if they catch the virus, let it die out and let you and I survive. Because you see, as I've already said, upon in education, you have an idea of people like you and others that is only reading and writing and mathematics, that is education. I told them already, to educate the public. And everybody talking about education. Sometimes this morning I hear a man, he work with government now. He usually write book, I forget, Mr. Williams, talking about education. Yes, that is true. People balling, the man believe he bright. That is the man that's speaking now. I know you don't know my name, so I'll say the man. But you know Mr. Bido and Mr. M. Other name. But education is the key to solve all the problem. Even in your house, if you don't educate your children, I know you will cut me off because I'm talking about education. Let the people know it's education. Education, you have to educate them in planting trees. Educate them in cutlassing the grass the right way. Educate them in planting more food. So people don't understand those things. You have clinical psychologists talking, to me, stupidness. Because you see, every one of us could be a psychologist by looking at you. Okay. I know what's going through your mind now.
Okay.
You see, I know I know what's going through my now. I'm a psychologist. Because look at you cutting me off now. So I'm a psychologist.
Thank you very much. There's a difference between a psychologist and a psychic, eh? If you think you know what's going through my mind, it's not because you're a psychologist. Somebody on Facebook says, one of the concerns of the people of Carriacou and PT Martinique is the 3-day of the week that the boats travel into Grenada and it has to do business, and we have to spend an extra day to get another boat going back, and on weekends going to Carriacou. You're not sure you will be back to Grenada. So I'm calling on the powers that be to lift the 3 days COVID traveling ban so people can move more freely. Somebody on... Oh, somebody's at WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number again is 435-2041. 435-2041. Good morning, caller.
Good morning again, Julia. But the last guy that's speaking as an old teacher, he should know better than that. You know, he must talk better than that. Don't charge the little children. So an old teacher who teaches so long, he should know better than that. Now he's doing our agriculture, so he still know better than that. Blossom, like next week, you take up the thing about the population, like talk the things or something. I know you don't do good programs, so I hope you could take up that next week. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you. I'll try to remember. Talk the things if the population should be increased or stay so, or if we could. I'll fix it up. I'll try, I think. Somebody on YouTube says our police stations that supposedly should be serving the public with assistance and helping solve crime. As soon as 12 midnight, the police station is closed and open by 6 a.m. We have to do better than that. Let me see. WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says, you don't have to worry about what other countries are charging. We just have to wear our own masks. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Miss Blossom, and how are you?
Morning, I'm good. How you do?
I'm not bad at all. Miss Blossom, sometimes people call and to make their contribution. They call 2-3 times on one program. Most of the time or half of the time, they don't know what they're talking about. They only talk for themselves. You know, you don't know the pockets of other people, and you cannot control children every minute of the day. Sometimes they're out and they don't put on their mask. When you see that, you call them and you say, remember, the virus is around. But you don't say charge them or do something. People who are grown, they must have more sense than that. And if you don't know what to say, stay off the radio and listen quietly. Have a blessed weekend, my lady.
Thank you very much, caller. You enjoy yours as well. Somebody on WhatsApp says, everybody in Grenada should be charged for not wearing masks because wearing it under your nose or your chin is the same as not wearing it. Another WhatsApper, I'm concerned that the money that is collected through Lotto for the benefit of the country is not being used that way. There are bridges to be built, there are engineers available, and yet they are not being occupied. And we're complaining about unemployment in this country. Okay. All right. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Blossom.
Morning, Tati.
I just want to say something on behalf of all the senior citizens in Grenada. They're going blind because sight is precious to us, and when God gives us sight, He gives us sight to see, to be able to take care of ourselves. When we go to vote, we have to have sight to see. I want the government to know that he must take care of the senior citizens in Grenada because lots of us going to the eye clinic. When I go there in the morning, look, now I have to go Monday. I have to find my bus fare to go there, I have to climb the hill. I cannot even make it. When you go there, you have to pay the doctors $5. You go to buy the medication, you don't have money for it, the government not helping. This other medication they used to give us at night. They have it over a year now, they don't have that one. And the only medication that government gives to the senior citizen that cannot able to buy is Timadol. Sometimes you get it there, and when you go, you get a little bottle, it's not even lasting a week. Months now you go in. We don't have that one. You have to buy it. We have to buy. We're not working anyway. You go to the clinic, you have to pay for $5 for the attendance. Those who work in, I mean, you could say they could help. They could pay the $5. But what about those who don't work in at all? Those are help put him there. Those are putting the government in power. They have sight to see the put the vote now you there. You're not even helping them with the sight. Remember, sight is precious, and if we don't have sight, we cannot see to vote. When we have to buy the medication, you have 3 medications you have to buy. I have to buy Xelitan, that's for the night drops. I have to buy the Alphagon. These are costing almost $100 for each of them. And the Timotol now, I have to buy sometimes $12, $8 or $9, or whatever price they charge for it. And it's a little bottle. It hardly have anything in it. Before the week done, 2 weeks, it's gone. It cannot last a month. You go to the government place, they give you 3 times repeat. When you go, you give them the repeat box, they push it back for you. We don't have that one. We have to end up buying it. Now, I want the government to know that they must help, give a helping hand. Those what we could buy, they don't give it to us. And those what we cannot buy, that is what they give it to us, and they're still not giving to us. We have to buy all the time. People need money to buy medication while they take care of their sight. Sight is precious. You don't have sight, you can't see to help yourself. You can't do the right thing because you don't see what you're doing. Now, if you have sight, you could see the right from the wrong. But when you don't have sight at all, what will you do? You can't bounce up somebody. You could tell them, sorry, you say you're throwing me down. I say, sorry, I cannot see too clear. Okay. I just walk in the tongue and I cannot see too clear. People don't hold my hand. So remember, Blossom, let the government know. Help the senior citizens with the medication. When you go to the health center, they don't tell you, I don't have this one, you have to buy it. We keep buying and buying and buying, and we all have to buy. They're not giving.
Okay.
We need help, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Somebody on, let me go on the YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp. Somebody on WhatsApp says the fine for not wearing masks is to show the seriousness of COVID-19. It is a deterrent. We still have some who do not take it seriously. Another WhatsApper says, I can't see how poverty in Grenada is growing when on weekend every youth on Friday fetting. People must learn to organize and stop spending their money wildly. You sure spending money? And because you see me fetting don't mean it's me not buying the drinks. Somebody on WhatsApp says, why are we protecting the identity of the doctor and his wife while the poor little black boy was called all sorts of names? The hotel in the south name was called. Why are they keeping the 4 restaurants quiet? Is it that 16 degrees was a part? The identity of the doctor and his wife, I don't think is being quiet. It's in keeping with what has been done ever since we've started recording COVID-19 cases. They have not revealed the identity of those people. The way that we have learned of some of the positive cases was because they have been charged in the court system. For instance, case number 25, who was charged for breaching the protocols, and we learned really through the charge and not because he was COVID positive. So that, I believe, would be the way that we would learn it is Dr. Blossom and his wife, Blossom. The hotel in the south, that was very early in the proceedings, and the Ministry of Health officials have said they've learned from that instance and they've since not named places that people visit and so on and so forth. So that was very early in the dance. And from what I'm understanding, the restaurant that you're asking about was not one of the 4. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Blossom. How are you?
Morning, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody raised this join the program late, but I want to make a complaint about flow. I mean, I don't know if many people are complaining now about they're not able to access the landline services and so on. I'm speaking on behalf of my parents in their 80s, and since last Thursday, their phone was disconnected. My brother, my sister, we all make a representation to Flo. They told me that somebody walked in on the 5th. I walked with somebody else or whatever. They promised they'll come on Sunday. I said, I don't know, you all work on a Sundays anyhow. So as further went back again, the lady said that they're moving over to fiber optic cable now, and they're no longer using the copper cable and so on, and that they'll have to take a bundle or something. So my concern is, if something like that is being done, I think customers should be made aware that Lime or Flow is making this transition and people will be affected in this way. I mean, I'm talking about, I go to them every day and so on, but I'm very disappointed in Flow. To this day, actually I'm right at my mother's now. To this day, they have not come to but hear this. They said to me that when the person came to disconnect, asked that the service be terminated or disconnected. They did it from the office. So my question is, if you did it from the office, now they admit that it's a mistake. It's not my mother. It's not my parents did it. They realized they put it on a wrong account or whatever. No, the same way you took it out from the office, very disappointing. My concern is who is looking after customers' interests. I'm told that the NTRC has something, the ambit or whatever, that protects customers. I'm wondering, government, I don't know what is happening, but I feel Lime or Flow should not be forcing customers to take packages and whatever else and bundles if they don't want to, right? And I'm thinking, and when you call the tele, whatever, marketing, whatever, this thing, I can't get it right now, you would spend almost 45 minutes on this thing with this automated machine going on. I mean, personally, it is very, very frustrating. And I'm asking if there's any way GBN could call in Lime on a program, Flow on a program, or make some research. Because we reach out to NTRC says, they can only act if you make a complaint. Okay, fine. Now we're asking Flow, are you going to reimburse my parents for the days of loss or so? They're saying, we'll make a note of it. You know, it is very, very hard and frustrating having to deal with this thing. And I think it is very unfair that Flow doing this thing to customers. And okay. One other thing before I run off.
Very quickly.
Yes, so many other people are having the same problem. But whenever you call, my brother had it too, and now my parents, and I have a friend even last night telling me that. When you call them, they're doing as well and never know of the problem. Where are you calling from? What's problem? But when you go in the office, they say, well, we're phasing out. And is there anything GBN could do as a media, maybe to contact Flow, bring in somebody from them to explain our government minister, communications and work, our NTRC, to help the situation, Blossom, please?
Thank you very much, caller. We can extend the invitation. To be honest, personally speaking, I am not sure if it would be accepted. There have been backlash in the public domain, and anticipating that, I am not sure how willing they would be to appear to get more blows. But the invitation, I guess, could be extended. I would speak with the powers that be, and let's see what happens. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I would like the Minister of Carriacou to look into the Mount Pleasant Point Road. It's deplorable. Another WhatsApper says, I know we went down on the doctor because we think he should know better, but if we go back to the time he went out was to get food, which tells us that when one decided to do home quarantine, the COVID team must ensure that the people have ways and means to get food and other essential needs before sending them home to quarantine. I think that's part of the arrangement, how they will be getting food and so on and so forth, if my memory serves me correctly. Good morning, caller.
Good. Using people names on other people's accounts. Bye.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody else on WhatsApp says, to get things done in this country, you have to beg for it. Another WhatsApper says, sorry if the doctors are not in attendance. It's for your vision test. I think it should be removed. It should be waived. It should be removed for people over 65 years. Another WhatsApper says the promotion of wearing masks, sanitizing, social distancing are all important in relation to COVID-19. Some more emphasis must be placed on diet, exercise, lifestyle change, and trust in God.
Was charged wrong bill. Actually, I paid my bill, but the money went on somebody else's account. So they charged me the next month. I went to them, I spoke to them about it. They say, yes, they will rectify the problem. 2 weeks after that, I get a phone call from a debt recovery company. They are owing Flow. Is something wrong? Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Somebody else on Facebook says the caller is speaking the truth. Flow is running scam on customers by changing your service by force. They're not repairing landline. They're doing what they want and abusing consumers. Earlier this year, the NTRC, the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, started a series of programs here at the GBN, which has since come to an end. But part of that was informing members of the public about what can be done in these instances. The NTRC would be maybe your next point of contact. Maybe a group of people can come together and file one complaint, or you can do it individually if you so desire. Get in touch with the NTRC and see what your next steps can be, because the concerns and the complaints seem to be mounting. Get in touch with the NTRC. Earlier this year as well, a few weeks ago, a bill was taken to the upper house, Senate, and the lower house then, in terms of establishing an organization where consumers can go to complaints and get solutions to their problems. I would maybe follow up to see what stage that process is at. In the meantime, let me go back to the phones. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Blossom. How are you?
Morning, I'm good. How you do?
Okay, Blossom, since on the 27th of last month, I went to the hospital to get a result, a test. Okay, the lady told me that was a Monday, was a holiday, Tuesday morning I went there. She told me I would get this result Friday to bring back by my doctor. Blossom, up to now, I cannot get my result, Blossom. And my elder students I need to know what's going on. They say the machine break down, and all who are sent because I cannot disable, I cannot get there. And
hello?
They say the machine break down, and I have my $180 in jeopardy, and I need to know what's going on with my system. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. I guess I would say COVID-19 has slowed down the process even slower. Maybe contact them once again. Maybe make a phone call instead of physically going there. Maybe make a phone call and inquire further. Sometimes pasteurization works. Call on the hour, every day. If you can, that is. If you can. They must get fed up and decide, okay, let's see how we can help this man. Serviced quicker. Let's wind down the program. Somebody on WhatsApp says the government wants to squeeze the neck of the local people for not wearing masks, but it's the visitors that are bringing the virus due to the slackness of the authorities. Okay, all right. Facebook. Somebody on Facebook says, do we know how much money MBIA made per year as profit? And if we're taking a loan, can the airport make the money needed to pay back that loan, especially when we were given 5 years to start paying back and tourism is in the hole? And will they be there for a couple of years to come? How much activity we need at MBIA to be able to repay that loan? I do not have that information. And this is where we're going to end the program this morning. Somebody on WhatsApp says, I am hearing from another host that the doctor and his wife is taking legal action against the government. If that is true, I am convinced some people are deliberately trying to undermine our COVID protocols. Okay, that's something I guess I would have to follow up on. I have not heard it myself, but I would follow up on that. Somebody's asking if the ombudsman is the place to go to get things done. I don't think it's the ombudsman's office. No, not ombudsman office. The ombudsman is really for the public service, if my memory serves me correctly. All right, that's the end of the program. I am seeing more complaints coming in about the telecommunications company. Again, see how you can maybe come together or do it individually to take it to the NTRC if that's where you need to go. Have yourselves a safe, productive Friday and weekend. That's the end of my time today. I'll be back with you on Monday morning, God willing. Until then, have yourselves a safe day. Remember, it's Friday the 13th if you're superstitious. So be careful. Janelle and Joseph are up next with Carnival Christmas Caravan. They'll take you on the Christmas journey in the mid-morning. Have yourselves a good one.